You guys want to know what happened with my Dodge? It's been 8 months. What's happened? I don't know. I've been driving it. I got like so busy, just like in life. I do so much weird stuff on a constantly day business. It's kind of draining. But yeah, so I'm sitting in it. See the dog? See the Dodge? You can kind of recognize there's some Dodge interior. Look, it says Dodge. Pretty weird, huh? Let's take a look. Inside is exactly the same. See, look, it even has a nice rips and some dog prints. And yeah, the same. Manual transmission, 4-wheel drive. I had this cool little thing for a while, which is a push-pull kill switch, and then I got sick of that, so I was like negatory on that. So look, let's turn it on. Let's see what happens. There you go. What about that? It's weird, huh? Your gauges are obviously, if you're doing the swap, your gauges are going to be a little weird. There's no tachometer. I never wired one in. Gas gauge is still good. Speedometer is still good. Of course, it's lit up like a Christmas tree because it thinks your car is being stolen. Check gauges because the oil pressure gauge, the temperature gauge, battery gauge works sometimes. But yeah, it's just a diesel truck with a 12 valve. How weird. Let's turn it off because it's really loud. Everybody wants to know, like, does it run? Yeah, it does. It runs great, no problems. It's got a little bit of like an oil leak coming from the valve covers, but you know, what you gonna do, brother? So, Canon air filter. I ditched the intercooler because I didn't want to fuck with it. The intercooler was kind of pointless. I mean, they help, I guess, drop your EGTs, but this is just kind of a stock 200, maybe 215 horsepower because I turned it up a little bit. But yeah, I just reused the radiator from a truck from an 04 Dodge Ram, bought one of those. That fan is off of, the whole setup's off of a medium duty truck, like that school bus that I took it out of, which is like a 93 Bluebird school bus. P-pump. Got some just janky wires, you know, your boost gauge, and then there's like a, that's for the coolant temp that I put in secondarily, and then there's a oil pressure gauge, the important parts, you know. There's your air compressor if you want to run air brakes. And yeah, it fits, dude. Power steering, because this one has a little bit different. It's got Hydro Boost. I went ahead and put Hydro Boost on it. So yeah, check out down here. This is the fun part. Everybody asks, like, how hard is it? Like, man, it's pretty fun. You can see right there that bracket that's flat. That flat piece of metal right under the oil pan, that is not stock. You can see I just cut the entire frame, cut the cross member out, and then just welded a different piece in because it wouldn't fit. Now, I don't know if you have to do that on all of them, but you definitely have to do it if you use a medium duty engine. A lot of the 12 valves that came in trucks had thinner oil pans, so they hold less oil. This, of course, like I said, it came out of a medium-duty truck. They use totally different motor mounts. They use totally different oil pan. It's bigger, it's deeper, blah, blah, blah. In addition, like, that was one of the big issues. If you're going to do this, definitely get one out of a Dodge diesel truck. It is going to be really hard if you don't. That's why it took me so long to get it installed and start driving it, and I kind of just got burnt out on it. But if you did it out of a Dodge diesel truck, if you got a 12-valve out of, let's say, like, you know, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 95, 96, whatever, they're going to be a lot easier because you're going to come with like very similar bolt patterns for your motor mounts where you can bolt to the Cummins block. It's going to be a whole lot easier, you know, just overall. This, like I said, totally different. Where your bolts would go for your motor mounts on a medium duty truck, there's actually holes drilled in the block there because that's where the oil return is for your air compressor. So, I mean, everything had to be fabricated. New crazy steel plates, big plates on the side of the block to hold the motor mounts, blah, blah, blah. Transmission is another fun thing. A lot of people are like, man, I want to do that. How do I swap it in? I don't know about an automatic because I don't have an automatic, but I'm guessing it's going to be very similar. This has got an NV4500, which is a 5-speed manual transmission. That will not bolt to the setup that I had, obviously, because it's a medium duty out of a school bus. So how do you fix it? Well, the NV4500 can be adapted to fit. So what I had to do was replace the input shaft, the input bearings, The bell housing on the actual transmission had to be replaced. The bell housing on this Cummins was a standard number 2. It had to be replaced. So basically, you know, yeah, if you get a Cummins out of a medium duty, you're going to be replacing a whole bunch of shit. Save your pennies, just get one out of a truck. They're about the same price, and you'll have less to screw with. You already have the bell housing. You're off the Cummins. You're already going to have the motor mounts that fit. You probably might not have to modify the crossmember very much because you're going to have a thinner oil pan. So it's just way easier.